welcome to Storm, Thousand Year Storm. Hope you're excited. As far as our opening hand goes, yeah, I like this. We'll keep on this one. It's always nice to have Double Goblin Electromancer. And I will get this out there. This Storm deck is definitely a lot of fun to pilot, but a little bit of a glass cannon sometimes. But when it goes off, it is absolutely beautiful. And if you don't know about this deck, so basically what we're trying to do is combo. Oh, there we go. Thank you very much, Thousand Year Storm. We're going to make this deck intro a lot easier. Let's go Goblin Electromancer. Have that enter the battlefield and kick it back over to our opponent. So, with Thousand Year Storm, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, copy it for each other instant or sorcery spell you cast this turn. Then you get to choose new targets for that copy. And with Hero of Precinct 1, just before we might be playing against kind of like Orzhov Aristocrat. So I think we're just going to go and jam a quick Lightning Strike. So let's go Goblin Electromancer. We're going to go Lightning Strike on Hero of Precinct 1. And that does allow us to get in for 2, which is always a nice feeling. So let's go and swing it for 2. And then knock them down to 18, kick it back over there. But yeah, we're trying to get down Thousand Year Storm. We're using a reduced cost off Goblin Electromancers to make sure these spells are, you just chain together a ton of spells. And then once you go for... Yeah, we'll make that trade. We'll block on that. I'm just going to get rid of Dreadhorde Butcher. They can deal 1 damage to that Goblin Electromancer, but since we have 1 on the battlefield, that's really all that matters to us. So, just so we can make the land drop for the turn, let's go anticipate Steam Vents. There we go. We're going to grab Steam Vents, have that enter the battlefield. I think, yeah, we'll go and shock this one in. Pay 2 life. And since we have seen some hasty options from our opponent, we're simply just going to go ahead and pass the turn. That way we can leave up Goblin Electromancer. If there's another Dreadhorde Butcher, we definitely want to be able to stop it. And, also got Lightning Strike to go for that. But yeah, we get down Thousand Year Storm, start chaining together some of these spells. Then hopefully we're looking to close it out with a Storm Lightning Strike for 5 or 6 or something like that. We do have Pirate's Prize in here, which is a really nice effect. And it's just really cool. Opponent's going to go for Tajik. Prevent all non-combat damage will be dealt to other creatures you control. So let's go ahead and go for a Lightning Strike on Tajik because we just want to stop that ability right now. And go for op. Sometimes you want to hold on to your spells to where you can set up some a little bit better stuff. Yeah, well, Chart of Course would be nice because we have an open Chart of Course with Goblin Electromancer. But there's just sometimes where you just got to dig a little bit deeper and to make sure we can get to that 6 mana for Thousand Year Storm. So let's go and push in with Goblin Electromancer. And we also need to keep our fingers crossed that our opponent's not running Mortify. That would not be fun. So we're going to draw 2 cards. Let's go for another Chart of Course because that's going to be the best way to get into some card draw. Oh, look at that. That's going to be Island. And then next turn, we'll simply just go for Anticipate during our opponent's turn. And then hopefully we might be able to kind of get it going with Opt and Lightning Strike. But yeah, once you get Pirate's Prize, that is a good way to just really get this entire thing kick-started. Okay, so Depths of Desire, return target creature to its owner's hand, we can get a treasure token. Yeah, that may not be too bad. Yeah, because we'll just grab Depths of Desire, because if they would have had some removal, they probably would have used it on Goblin Electromancer by now. So they're going to get down Sorin, and then that's going to put us at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we do run into at least 1 more land for next turn. Then that way we can get down Thousand Year Storm, and we can kind of set up a little bit better stuff this turn. So they're going to go for the... Sure. They're going to return Hero of Precinct 1. And I think we still need to deal with this Hero of Precinct 1, because if we don't deal with it now, that's going to allow them to just get a ton of creatures down. So let's go and target that one. And then Shimmer of Possibility. So that's going to be one way we can certainly look for our extra mana. Yeah, let's go for Shimmer, because if we can get this land drop down, I like that. So yeah, let's grab Sulphur Falls. Let's go Sulphur Falls. Have that enter the battlefield. And then I think what we'll do on this one, they can go for Hero again next turn. So yeah, let's just go and pass the turn. Since both of our options are going to be instant speed interactions, no attacks, we'll simply just go and pass the turn. We can go for Depths of Desire either on Footlight Fiend or the Human. Now if they end up going Hero Precinct 1, we can actually just send that back. If they do end up going for the -2 off of Sorin and bringing that back, but Devil. Or actually, we just go for Depths of Desire on our own creature. Yeah, that'd be good. All right, so we're going to send a Goblin Electromancer back to our hand. It's going to give us a treasure token, and we're going to make sure that Bedevil kind of fizzles. And there we go. That does put us on Thousand Year Storm. Next turn, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we do have 7 total mana. They dealt 1 damage with Sorin. So at this point, there's not a huge board state from our opponent. We're just looking at 2 damage coming across, so we should be able to get in some good storm. Hopefully next turn. Let's go 1,000-year storm. And then we're going to go and pass the turn and keep our fingers crossed that that last card is not Mortify. That would not be good. But yeah, you know, next turn, once we go for 1,000-year storm, we can go for opt. And then once we go for opt, that's going to be storm 1. And then once we go for anticipate, that's going to be storm 2. And typically, once you kind of go for that storm 2 with a cantrip or some sort of card advantage spell like anticipate or chart a course, that really allows you to kind of set the tone going forward. So, and if we have enough mana, we might end up going for Goblin Electromancer just to kind of set it up just a little bit. But we'll see. But now that our opponent's getting off to a really good start, that's going to be a 2, 4, 6. That's going to be 8 coming across. So we're going to be dead on the back end. Yeah, because especially once they put this +1 counter. So we actually need to go off next turn. So, all right, so we run into Island. That's good. Yeah, we do need to storm off this turn because that's going to be 5, and that's going to be 9, so that will be lethal. All right, so we're going to go for opt first. We're going to get the scry, and at this point, we're just looking for any sort. Oh, that is perfect. All right, so we're going to click OK. That's going to go on top. We're going to go Island. Let's go anticipate. Yeah, because the WAP just enough mana to go for that. That is exactly Pirate's Pillage is exactly what we want. And I think what we grab off this is going to be Skewer the Critics, because we need to get at least some sort of damage being dealt to our opponent. Yeah, I like that. We should hit something off Pirate's Pillage, but that is a, oh man, talk about a beautiful top deck. Let's go and grab Sulphur Falls. We're going to go for Pirate's Pillage. And we'll discard, since we already have the land drop for the turn, we're going to get rid of Sulphur Falls. So we're going to go for this. That's going to be 3 copies, 3 card draw. That's going to give us 3 more tokens on the battlefield. Shimmer of Possibility, okay. And then there we go. Now we're really kind of starting to go off. So let's go for Shimmer of Possibility. Yeah, I like that, because we're going to look at the top 4 cards. We're going to go blue. And we should be able to combo off now. So all we need is at least one sort of damage spell. So we're going to grab Opt. And we are looking at Storm Count 4 now. There we go. So let's go and grab Shock. Let's go and grab Skewer the Critics. And with Skewer the Critics and Shocks, that really almost kind of seals the deal. We're going to grab Chart a Course. Let's go for one more Pirate's Pillage. And yeah, because we're not going to deck ourselves. So we're going to go for Pirate's Pillage. We're going to pay 4 mana. We're going to discard Island, and that's going to allow us to go for 5 of these. Oh, look at this. We're going to get 5 treasure tokens on the battlefield, and that's why I was so excited to see Pirate's card earlier, because it just allows you to just go off, especially if you can just get it to 2 or 3. All right, so we're going to go for Shock. We're going to do damage up top to our opponent. It's going to be Storm Count 6, which is going to be absolutely wonderful. We got 11 of those treasure tokens out there. Oh, look at that. Keep these on the same targets. This is beautiful. All right, so we're going to deal these shock damages up top, and then once we've dealt this initial damage, that's going to keep us open for Skewer the Critics, and we can deal that damage to them and then close it out. So once we go for Skewer, there we go. Look at that. It's going to be 1 more red mana. And even then, we've got another Shock and another Skewer. So this is the cool thing about this deck. Let's say we're playing against a control deck. If they had some sort of counter magic or something, it'd be hard to stop. But we can simply just, in response to something, go for Shock. So let's get these Skewer the Critics on the stack. Oh yeah, look at that. That's some good magic right there. It's going to knock them down to 10. Just throw, I mean, one of my favorite things is just imagining like a candelabra like machine gun like this, where they just can shoot all these candles over there. But anyway, you can see where this is a very fun storm deck to play. I'll have a link down in the description below. Then I do have God Eternal Oketra coming up next, and yeah, hopefully you enjoy God Eternal Oketra. Anyways, catch you in the next video. Welcome to Oketra's Hoard. Hope you're excited for some green and white zombies, if that makes sense. I don't know. We'll kind of explain it here in a second. And as far as our opening hint, man, we've got all the mana dorks. Do we have triple Lana War Elves, Druid, and Incubation? Yeah, we'll keep on this one. Hopefully we run into Oketra. But yes, welcome to some arena. I know this is not a 1 versus 1 commander, but I was looking to switch it up just a little bit. Let's go and lead off with Forest. Let's go for Lana War Elves, and then we're going to go and pass turn over to our opponent. And then our opponent does lead off a Druid of the Cow. Let's go ahead and go for, not cow, but that would be pretty funny if it was a cow Druid. I think we'd just go Incubation Druid. And then we go Lana War Elf with the other Lana War Elf. Or actually, we're going to be on Beast Whisperer territory next turn. Yeah, let's just go and hold on to these because we want to cash this in for some card draw. So we're not going to swing in, and we're going to go and pass the turn. But yeah, sorry for that weird pause. My headset cord got wrapped around my chair. But yeah, I was going to record some Commander last night, but unfortunately I got off work late, and so I'm getting up early to record some arena gameplay because that is the easiest way for me to record some Magic and have some opponents. You know, you can get some 1v1 Commander in the mornings with on Magic Online. There's just not a ton of opponents out there, so I figured I'm just going to do Beast Whisperer, not Beast Whisperer, but this would be a good way to record some Magic. So now that we're getting down Beast Whisperer, let's go for Lana of War Elves, because what we want to do is we want to start cashing in some card draw. And what we're doing with this deck is basically we're trying to ramp as quickly as possible. I think this is all creatures in here. I think we're running 30-something creatures. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to get God Eternal Oketra down. There's some other nice end of the battlefield effects. We have Beast Whisperer in here. We have Orator, just going to allow us to gain some life. And we also have Mentor of the Meek and the Militia Bugler. So basically what we're trying to do is just get as many creatures on the battlefield, start drawing a ton of cards, start gaining a ton of life, and showing how fun it is to your opponent. So let's go. I think at this point, since we just want to go for straight up card draw, not necessarily Militia Bugler, let's go for Pelt Collector, because Pelt Collector is one of those good cards you can get down. Ooh, there we go. Found ourselves a win condition. You could also just straight up just swarm the board and go for Enrace Forerunners, which is a very, very good feeling. Let's go for Druid. That's going to be 2. That's going to be another card draw. And then I guess at this point, we'll just straight up just go for Militia Bugler. And then cash in another card draw, Druid of the Cowl. And then Impassioned. I guess at this point, we'll just go and grab Impassioned Order. That's going to be a 2/2. That'll be some life gain. And then, yeah, we'll go and swing in with Beast Whisperer. That's fine. We're going to swing it for 2. If they want to make a couple trades with maybe Paradise Druid or Druid of the Cowl, they certainly can. But yeah, you can definitely see where even if we don't have God Eternal Oketra, this is exactly what we want to do and just swarm the board with a bunch of creatures. And we are staring down Enrace Forerunners next turn. It may not be the best Enrace Forerunners, but when you give everybody +2/+2 and give them Vigilance, and you still have a nice repeated card draw source, you know, you might as well just go and swing in and get as much damage as possible. We could try to set it up a little bit better next turn, but if we got to tap down a few mana dorks, we might end up holding on to Enraged Forerunners. Rampaging Bronodon. Whenever it attacks, it gets +1/+1 for each land that you control. Okay, so we do have a little bit of a clock from our opponent. But let's do just one more turn. Well, with them being completely tapped out, yeah, I like going for this. So let's go Plains. Let's go... Yeah, that'll be a good chunk of damage. So we're going to go Enraged Forerunners. That's going to be a card draw of Beast Whisperer. We're going to have the Pelt Collector trigger. Oh, look at that. All right, so we're going to go to, let's go to combat. Have everybody swing in. And since they all have Vigilance, I think we're going to be able to close it out because we're only looking at a 7/7. They'd have to trade with Enraged Forerunners if they wanted to do that. And that's going to be 7, 11, 16. That's going to be 18. So I think either way, it's going to be lethal. There we go. Knock our opponent down to -2. You can see where we're trying to go for God Eternal Oketra, getting some of those zombies by just casting a ton of creature spells, but you can get it closed with Enraged Forerunner. So anyway, I'll see you in the next game. Welcome to Oketra's Hoard. As far as our opening hand goes, yes, yeah, I like this. This is pretty good. We've got 2 mana dorks. I always want those to be Lana of War Elves, but we'll certainly take them. We've got Mentor of the Meek card draw, and we get some card draw with Impassioned Order. So we're going to keep on this one. There is no reason to ship this one back, and hopefully we keep our fingers crossed that we run into that 3rd lane drop. And we can find God Eternal Oketra, because this game is so much better, or at least this particular deck is a lot more fun with God Eternal Oketra. Let's go Forest for the turn, and then we're going to go and pass the turn over to our opponent. But yeah, as far as Arena, you know, I haven't recorded Arena in a pretty good chunk. And so, but I do enjoy playing it, so I'm going to try to work it into different settings of the channel, and I'll kind of talk about that here in a second. We could go for Order to get some life gain, but I like going Incubation Druid. Getting Incubation Druid down is going to allow us to kind of get a little bit ahead on mana. It's going to put us in spots where we can go for Mentor the Meek and hopefully start cashing in a little bit of extra card draw. Finding our way into God Eternal Oketra. But yeah, as far as Arena goes, you know, I enjoy recording content for Arena, and it's just, you know, I really enjoy Commander 1v1, and it's just hard to find time for Arena sometimes. And so with this way, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to change my channel kind of release schedule up just a little bit. Now, since we can't go for that extra mana off Incubation Druid, I think we still go ahead and go for Incubation Druid. And we just have Temple Garden going to play tapped. Yeah, I like that. So we're going to have that enter the battlefield tapped. Then next turn we can go Incubation Druid and then Order and get some life gain going. But yeah, when a new set comes out, something that I really enjoy doing is I've kind of changed this upcoming last sets. You may have noticed that instead of doing my normal Friday release, where I do 3 gameplay videos and a deck tech, and then every new Friday it is a new commander, I've kind of switched it up to where I just kind of roll out that week with new commanders. You know, this past week we got to see a Eula Party Bears, we got to see Urza, and we got to see Hogak. And so it's really cool to be able to release all these new commanders at once because everybody's excited to see the new commanders. You know, you get to see my first build of them. I don't have a fully polished build yet, so people can give me suggestions. And so I really enjoyed that. But, you know, releasing 3 new decks in a week, it is a little time consuming. So, you know, there's just sometimes where once a new set releases, I think I may try to do like a 3 deck release schedule, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then have some content for Thursday and Friday. It may not necessarily be 1 versus 1 commander, but hey, let's just kind of just try to give myself a little bit of a break. All right, so we have Incubation Druid. Basically, I'm just kind of switching it up, seeing what works. So this is why we're doing this arena video today. So if we go Mentor of the Meek, that's going to be 1, 2, 3. Then we can go for card draw with Pelt Collector, which I think I do like because Hero of Precinct 1 is going to get pretty gnarly pretty quick. And so, yeah, I think this is what we want to do. So let's go Incubation Druid. Yeah, I like that. We're going to go Incubation Druid, and we're going to see save. Actually, no, yeah, we go Mentor of the Meek, and that'll set up perfect for next turn. All right, there we go. So we get down Mentor of the Meek. Incubation Druid is going to allow us to cash in some extra mana, and then this way we can at least go Pelt Collector into Mentor of the Meek. That's going to be a card draw. If we had another land, we might even get another Mentor of the Meek down, but at this point, what this deck wants to do is really just get a ton of creatures on the battlefield. So, and especially if we can go for, oh, there we go, that's perfect. Let's go Lano War Elves. We're going to go for 1 card draw of Mentor of the Meek. And this is what makes this deck a lot of fun is that our opponent's going to go for Frilled Mystic, and they get to flash in a Frilled Mystic to stop Lana Worlds, which we are A-okay with. And with that, let's go in Passion Orchard. That way we can still go in for 1 more card draw off Incubation Druid. Yes, definitely want to pay 1 off that. Do hit the lane drop for the turn, get Force down, and we have 3 mana to work with. So let's go Pelt Collector, and then go for 1 more card draw off of that Mentor of the Meek. Yes, definitely want to pay that 1. And then we hit another Lana War Elf. So I think we're going to save that for next turn. So we'll just simply going to go and pass the turn over to our opponent and then kick it back over there. Now you can definitely see if we had God Eternal Oketra on the battlefield, how many 4/4 zombies we'd really kind of being able to build up on the board state. The other good thing is, you know, you did see it in one of the other videos, is that, you know, In-Raise Forerunners is another great win condition for that. So let's say if we can't find God Eternal Oketra. All right, opponent's going to scoop it up on this one. They, our opponent said go earlier, your go, when we were thinking about what we wanted to do. So I'll probably still not posting this video. But anyway, we'll play God Eternal Oketra one more time. Welcome to God Eternal Oketra. As far as opening hand goes, we finally have our opening hand. We're going to keep on this one. I like it. We've got 4 lands, but that's going to put us in Beast Whisperer. We're going to start getting some card draw, and we have a turn 1 Lano War Elves, which is always a good feeling. So let's go and lead off with Forest. Let's go Lano War Elves, and then we're going to go and pass the turn over to our opponent. But yeah, I've had a lot of fun with Modern Horizons so far. Urza, I can't wait to keep recording with Urza. I think that's been my favorite commander so far. We can... Yeah, I really like getting down God Eternal Oketra as quickly as possible. There is sometimes to where you can hold... Yeah, go Lano War Elves, go. There is sometimes to where you can hold on to some of your mana dorks to try to set up a good... set up a few extra zombies with God Eternal Oketra. Oh, bummer. But... well, either way will be okay, depending on what they leave, but yeah, I would definitely take that. But there's sometimes also to where you can just get down the mana dorks, and once you get down God Eternal Oketra pretty quick, it ends up being a really good thing for you. So let's go Sun Petal Grove. And I think, yeah, let's go Beast Whisperer, because once we go Beast Whisperer, that's going to allow us to hold on to Mentor of the Meek. We'll go and swing in for 1 more. Go Lana War Elves, go. Knock him down to 18, kick it over there. But yeah, Urza, you know, it's definitely been my favorite build so far out of Modern Horizons. And if you have a commander that you're building out of Modern Horizons, I'd love to hear about it. So if you can leave a comment, let me know what you're building. I'd like to see that. And but yeah, I'm kind of glad that we're doing, or at least I'm kind of approaching these new sets a different way to where we're getting out more decks per week. And the main reason for that is we get to kind of see, let's go Plains. And we're going to swing in with the entire crew. We get it done with mana dorks and utility creatures if we have to. But yeah, it allows me to get decks out quicker, and it allows us to, hey, why didn't you play this? Like somebody said, I'm surprised you didn't have Karn in your Urza deck, the 4-mana Planeswalker. I was like, yeah, you're right. I'm surprised too. So I'm gonna get that added in there, and it's just nice to be able to have. Oh, that'd been so nice to have Beast Whisperer with this Bugler. That'd been really good. All right, so we're gonna go Bugler. Oh, there we go. We can just get our super secret backup Beast Whisperer. So we're gonna grab that. Shock and Temple Garden. And we're going to go for Beast Whisperer. Hopefully we can get another creature for next turn and then kind of hit the reset button. But yeah, somebody suggested Karn. Like, why don't you make Karn for here? And I was like, oh yeah, that is a wonderful suggestion. So little things like that help me kind of get the deck out when I have a deck idea, and then we can kind of fine tune it from there. It's always nice to be able to get a few suggestions. All right, so hoping we hit another creature to keep the chain going. We'll lead off with Temple Garden and then pass it back over to our opponent. Now, since we are looking down at 2/3s, two 2/3s, I think we're simply just not going to attack and then kick it back over there. Now, one of the good things is that we are actually getting to hardcast, not Crater. Oh, Ritual Soot is really hard on this deck. That's like, yeah, that's pretty bad. It's like being real hard on the brakes on a car. That's not good. We're gonna go planes and then no attacks and kick it back over there. Yeah, that's pretty much the exact thing that you don't want to see. Now, our opponent did get off to a really good start with the double thought erasures, catching both of our creatures, and that hostage taker on Beast Whisper. So hopefully we can rebuild from here. But if they've got if this is Grixis control, or I was about to say Nicol Bolas control, poor little Beast Whisper, this is not not looking so hot. I think we just exile a planes because we really need yeah, we'll exile planes because we really need to keep Beast Whisperer on the battlefield to start going for some card draw. So hopefully we run into a creature for next turn, and we run into Temple Garden. So they go for the +1 exile a permanent. I mean, I guess that is somewhat of an out. So we'll have this enter the battlefield tapped, and then we'll go and pass the turn back over to our opponent. So not looking so hot. If you're keeping score at home, you can definitely check the this is not looking good box. But yeah, this is definitely, there's a lot of times when I'm playing Arena, and depending on what our requirement for the day is, I had to cast 20 green or white spells. I was like, well, let me just throw together a green-white Oketra deck. And there's just a lot of times where you get down Beast Whisperer, you get down Orator, you get down the guy that Mentor of the Meek, and then just you end up with these really nice board states that are really clunky and a lot of value packed, and it just feels good. All right, opponent's going to go for Thief of Sanity. Unless we run into a creature, yeah, we've seen enough. We're going to tap out on Nicol Bolas on this one. They've got it. They stole our Beast Whisperer, and they took care of our creatures. But anyway, I'll see you in the next game. All right, as far as our opening hand goes, we've got Druid, Incubation Druid. Yeah, I like this. This is pretty good. The only thing, we could try to mulligan to find one of our big payoff spells like Oketra or Beast Whisperer, but this is a perfectly fine opening hand. We're going to be able to get off to a really nice quick start with some of these mana dorks, and also Militia Bugler is going to allow us to find a few more creatures. Now, since we don't have Lotto Werewolves, let's just go and lead off with Temple Garden. Had that come into play tapped, and we're going to go and pass the turn over to our opponent. But yeah, I'm looking to get more arena videos in, and one of the things that kind of stopped me from doing a lot of these arena videos was like, I wanted to do a deck tech, and that production's process of making an actual deck tech with all this stuff was just a little bit, I think. Yeah, let's go Druid, just in case we're staring down like a shock from our opponent or something like that. And I'd hate to lose one of our mana dorks to 2 mana. But yeah, the bottleneck on a lot of my arena content was recording a deck tech for it, because I do a lot of my recording after work and before work. So there's just sometimes where I'm just tired and I don't want to do a camera facing video. So this way I'm trying to basically build some decks, just kind of do the deck techs through the gameplay. And that's a really fun thing for me to do. So we do have Druid to go for. We can go, and I think I really do like double mana dorks. Yeah, let's do that. So we're going to go Incubation Druid, and that's going to put us on at least double Militia Bugler for next turn, because we have 3 mana in lands, we have 3 mana in mana dorks, and that's going to allow us to dig just a little bit deeper. Now, hopefully we can run into one of our big payoff spells, but at least at this point, yeah, we're going to block on Dread Hoard Butcher, and we'll let that other 2 come across. Come in for a 2/2, knock us down to 18. It looks like we're playing against Red-Black Aristocrats, which is a really fun deck. And opponent's going to go for Drill Bit, which, hey, we're able to... Oh, there we go, Beast Whisperer. All right, so let's get Beast Whisperer down. Then we make the land drop for the turn, and that is one of the best draws that we could hit. So we're going to be able to get a card draw off Beast Whisperer, And then Militia Bugler, we're going to be able to grab a few more creatures to make sure we're set up for next turn. Let's just go and grab Lano War Elves. And then we already did make the land drop, so we'll kick it back over there. And if we're playing against red-black aristocrats, should be in a pretty good spot to where hopefully we can just flood the board with a ton of creatures at this point. Now, if we can find Impassioned Orator, that's where the big payoff is going to be. So let's go for Lano War Elves. We're going to keep our fingers crossed that we run into another creature. In-race Forerunners, I like it. And we lead off with Temple Garden, enter the battlefield tapped. And that's going to put us at, we can go for Adapt for 5 on one of our creatures. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so let's do this. Let's just go and pass the turn. No attack, because once we get that 3 mana going, I don't know if we can close it out with the in-race Forerunners, but at least we can get it down, swing in for a really nice swing, and really kind of pump up our creatures. There's just a lot of times where in-race Forerunners can just really do some damage, especially with our opponent going for double Midnight Reaper. If they end up blocking with a lot of these creatures, it's going to be a lot of card draw they're going to have to block for, so we might end up going for in-race Forerunners next turn. So let's see if they decide to swing in. If they do, we'll probably let this damage go in because we simply just want to let this happen. Yeah, that's fine. Go for that one. That is a Death Touch. No, excuse me, Lifelink. I love the art on this Nightmare Hound. This is a pretty cool looking hound. All right, so swinging for 1, knock us down to 17. Let's go for the Incubation Druid. Adapt for 5. There we go. It's going to make it a 3/5 and run into Plane. So let's go and lead off. That's going to be in-race. Yeah, that's going to be the best amount of mana right there. All right, so we're going to go for in-race Forerunners. It's going to be an additional card. Oh, we got super secret backup in-race Forerunners. Let's go and swing it with the entire crew. Now, one of the good things about in-race Forerunners, between in-race Forerunners and Crater Hoof, is that it gives all of your creatures vigilance. So you basically just get a free attack. All right, let's get scoop it up on this one. I was hoping to get some good God Eternal Oketra zombies on the battlefield, but we're going to have to settle for some in-race Forerunners. So anyways, here's the video. Like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.